and Pygate. Welcome to my Sunday morning kitchen. So today I'm making some homemade macaroni and cheese, and I'm making some baked beans. I'm calling them baked beans, but I don't really bake them. You can bake them, but I'm just putting them in a pan and warming them to me. It kind of depends. If you want to fancy it up and bake them, you can do that. So I've got my macaroni noodles over here, cooking in this pot. And then I'm going to put some baked beans right there, and I am making a sauce, a cheese sauce for the macaroni. So I have 8 ounces of the large, I like the large macaroni noodles, but you can use any noodle you want. And then I'm putting 8 tablespoons of butter, and I'm going to add, not 8 tablespoons, that's 4. 4 tablespoons of butter plus 4 tablespoons of flour. And you mix those together in the pan. It's called a roux, so it's basically flour and either butter or oil. Just use butter for this. And then I'm going to take a little spoon here, stir it up. Cook it for about a minute. Still got some butter there that's not melted. There we go. Not melted. I'm going to add about half a teaspoon of salt in here. Stir that. So I'm cooking the macaroni, and then I'm going to drain it. Okay, so then once you get that done, then I'm going to stir in 1.5 cups of milk, which I have measured here. And this milk, I actually warmed it in the microwave for about 1.5 minutes. So it's kind of already warm. So it's a little faster if you do that. You don't have to wait for that to warm up from being cold. And it'll look a little lumpy when you first put it in, but it's okay. It will be fine. We have 7 minutes before that macaroni's done. Stir in the pan. Then let's look over here, and this is how I do baked beans. It's so easy. I love this one. This is Bush's baked beans. It is called Southern Pit Barbecue. And you pour them in the pan, and then I just add some more molasses. Now, if you want to bake them and put bacon on the top and put it in the oven and bake it for half an hour or something, you can do that, but I usually don't ever bother. Because to me, it kind of tastes the same if I just do it in stovetop in a pan. So, that's what I do. I'll put all that in there. I just always think these beans, just what they need. Now you can put brown sugar in it too if you want, but I just always think they need molasses. That to me is what makes them really good. So I've got molasses, and then I don't measure it. I just pour in what is probably like 3 to 4 tablespoons. I just look at it till it looks good. Stir it in. I just, till it's nice and dark. If it's nice and dark, we're good. Let's turn that on low. And I'm going to need my oven on 350, so let's turn that on. Yep, those baked beans look good. You can taste it. Even cold. Yep. Yummy. Alright, there we go. I just let those heat. I'll put the lid on. I had the lid. Oh, here. Oh, that's not it. Well, I'll find the lid. Okay, so this is bubbling. Over here. What I'm going to do here is take a whisk, maybe this kind of whisk, and stir it to get the lumps out. And once it bubbles, it's like pretty well good. And then what I have done is instead of, because the recipe actually asks for 2 cups of milk, but what I do is I replace a 1/2 cup of the milk with a 1/2 cup of sour cream. So if you have made macaroni and cheese and find that it's just kind of dry, and you don't know why it kind of turns out dry, it's because you need sour cream. You need sour cream. So then once it gets bubbling and it's all smooth, and then because my sour cream is cold, and I want this to melt my cheese, Hello. I wanted to melt my cheese, so I'm going to go ahead and put 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese in there. Of course, you can use any cheese you want. You can even shred it yourself if you want. But the real cheese is better than processed cheese. But the sour cream, trust me, is going to fix the problem of it being kind of dry after you bake it. It won't be dry. This is a little trick I learned from Paula Deen. It needs sour cream. So I just, rather than add sour cream to it, if you add sour cream to it, it makes it a little more milky and kind of cuts down the ratio of cheese, so you'll kind of be short of cheese. So cut down a 1/2 cup of milk and then add 1/2 cup of sour cream. So the sour cream is replacing 1/2 cup of the milk. Then you will have the most amazing macaroni and cheese. Get my sour cream. Here. So there's my sour cream. And I suppose you can use low fat, no fat, whatever you want. I've never tried it. This is just the good stuff. Okay. I'm just going to have ham. And you see that ham over there? Yeah, kind of, you can. I'm going to cook that. All I'm going to do is saute it on the stove. And then I'm going to make some mixed vegetables. So we're kind of having a fairly easy dinner with a good homemade macaroni and cheese and key lime cake. Okay, so there we go. It's my 1/2 cup. Put this away. And let's put it back in the... I know you're swimming. Put it back in, put this in the mix. And then we have 2 minutes before the macaroni's done. And then we just are going to drain that in the sink and pour it in here and mix it all together. Put it in a baking dish, put it in the oven. We're done. 30 minutes at 350. To go. Just enough time to stir this in. And I have the heat off now. Turned off the heat. I do want to get those beans to kind of bubbling, and then once the beans start bubbling, I'll turn it down. And kind of just let them simmer for the amount of time that this takes to cook. You don't want to do it too high though, or it'll burn. I'm trying to figure out what happened to my lid. This is a different lid over here. I thought I had the lid out for that pan. Apparently it has escaped. The other lid in here. Oh, there it is. I guess I never had it out. There you go. Okay, so there's our macaroni. Let me take that. Turn that on. Drain it in the sink. Let's stir it first. Make sure they're all loose from the bottom. Yeah, because they're not. They're stuck on the bottom. Okay, drain off the noodles. And I love these big fat macaroni noodles. But you can use the little ones. It's all the same. Then I shake a lot of the water out of that. And we're going to pour those hot noodles into the cheese. And we're going to stir. Okay, and those beans are kind of bubbling now, so let's turn it down. Oh, these are so good. So I have my oven on 350. Let me make sure that's what my recipe says. Oh, it says 40 minutes. It doesn't take 40 minutes. It takes about 30 minutes at 350. If you cook it longer, they'll dry them out. So do not go longer. All right, here is my little pan. Let's put it in any kind of a casserole dish. Kind of move that out of the way. Can you see? Yes, you can. You can spray your dish if you want. Does it stick? Doesn't need. I just do it real light. Pour that in. Ta-da! Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. This is like the best macaroni and cheese ever. So easy. Always wanted to make homemade macaroni and cheese, and every recipe I ever tried had good flavor, but it was always so dry. And I'm like, what can I do? And then I watched Paula Deen one day say, put sour cream in it. And I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound dry. Yep, she was right. So that's one of the key things in a good cake recipe. If it has sour cream, it's going to be good. Just trying to put all the sauce in here. Okay. Then I take, this is totally optional, you don't have to do this. But I take paprika and sprinkle it on top just to give it a little color. And that's all it does, is it makes it look browned when it's done baking. You can just totally skip this. It doesn't really change the flavor, I don't think. Just makes it pretty. Okay, and it doesn't really matter. You just want to, how much, either you just sprinkle, what's that, half a teaspoon or something on top. It's just decorative. Okay, in the oven, uncovered, about 30 minutes. I think I'm going to check it at 25. It really does not take that long. Alright, everything's going. And I'm just going to cook that ham at the last minute because I want it to be hot. And the vegetables too. So there we go. Try that macaroni and cheese recipe. I promise you'll love it. Bye.